Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly spirit messages. As usual, these messages are for all zodiac signs for this week. Commencing 30th of May. As you may know, we have entered into the new moon in Gemini phase, so there will be a lot of communicating and discovering and curiosity networking happening now. But other than that, I just want to let you know, as usual, if you know your sun, moon, or rising, then watch those spirit messages as well for a little bit more of an in-depth message. Otherwise, just skip ahead to your sun sign. Today, I am using the Wisdom of the Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reid. Okay. So I'm going to start to shuffle the cards, and I will select first 6 cards for the first 6 zodiac signs from Aries to Virgo to see what are the spirit messages for the signs of Aries all the way to Virgo for this week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Okay, so let's start with Aries. What are the spirit messages for you this week? Okay, Aries, so you have the TikTok card. As you can see, it actually has come out upside down. So to me, that actually is suggesting that maybe, Aries, you are going a little bit too fast, and this is the time to slow down a little bit. The time is not running out. You do have more time to your advantage. So use it, you know. It is not, basically, the rush is not needed, is what I'm getting from this. So I hope that resonates with you. As usual, these messages are general for anyone with the Aries sign. And yeah, the time is not running out for Aries. Slow down a little bit. You can slow down a little bit this week. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The message for you this week is fork in the road. Okay, and it also came up upside down, just like the first card for Aries. The fork in the road card is, as it says on the card, it's a card of indecision. And because it's upside down, I actually feel like it just says, you know, you can take your time before you make a decision. It feels, I don't know if it might be the new moon in Gemini energy that many of us are feeling rushed this week. Yeah, the other, it's pretty much similar message to Aries. Yet for you, Taurus, it's more about just making a decision and maybe feeling the pressure of having to make the decision soon. But I don't feel like you have to rush with it. So take your time this week as well and really think it through. The Gemini energy is a very fast-moving energy, so it might be putting us all in a little bit of a frenzy in that sense. But you know, it doesn't mean that we can't work through it and actually consciously decide to just step back a little bit and really think about it. So that's the message for you, Taurus. And I also feel with this card, one more thing that's coming to me, Taurus, for you is that whatever indecision you might feel you're being stuck with right now, I actually feel like there's probably one option that is more calling you a little bit stronger, you know. So you might feel like you are not sure what decision to make, but intuitively you do have a preference. So I feel like that preference that you have is actually the right choice for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week, Taurus. Right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Gemini, you have a card meaning not for you. As it says on the card, right, and you can see probably in maybe, well, let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer. There's a message in the cookie, in the Chinese cookie, or fortune cookie is it called? Fortune cookie. You have the message nope. So anything new that comes up this week, Gemini, just think about it twice, or even 3 times, or even 4 times, because by the end of the week it will most likely transpire to you that it's not for you. You know, whatever it is that you're deciding or thinking about doing this week, it's not for you. Again, as I have mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have Mercury in Gemini. No, sorry. Well, that is true. The Mercury is in Gemini, but also new moon in Gemini. We are in the week of the new moon in Gemini as well. So there's a lot of Geminian energy, and Geminian energy is very fast moving. You would know Gemini yourself. So you might feel even more quick or more rushed than usual when it comes to your thoughts and your ideas and, you know, directions in which you want to go. So you might feel like really jumping into something really quickly this week, but just take a step back, Gemini, because it might not be for you. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week, Gemini. Okay, now Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, Cancer, you have the card of coming to the edge. Come to the edge, Cancer, this week might require from you a little bit risk-taking. Nothing big, you know, this is just a weekly message. But if there's something that you maybe haven't felt courageous or brave enough to do just yet, I feel like this week Spirit is calling you to actually take that step forward and, you know, take a little risk. Just check what's on the other side and don't be afraid. Yeah, so go for it, Cancer. This is the week for you to come to the edge. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Now, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Leo, we have the card Why. It came up upside down, so what I'm taking from this is that, Leo, you might not be asking yourself enough why, and why you're making the decisions that you are drawn to. What is the underlying reason? You know, what's your deeper why? I feel like this week will be a week of you maybe making some building bricks towards a larger foundation and stability for your life in future. So whatever those bricks are, just ask yourself why it is that you want to go this way. Why do you want to go in this direction? And it might help you make the right decisions. And, you know, this week we are a little bit maybe rushed and fast-paced because of the Gemini energy. But it doesn't mean that we can't just sit down and actually, you know, think about it a little bit more and not be, let's say, slaves to the energies around us right now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week, Leo. Okay, now Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, Virgo, you have exchanging gifts this week. Exchanging gifts is, this card is, as it says on the tin, exchanging gifts. So it's very possible that this week will be a very pleasant week for you, Virgo, when it comes to exchanging gifts with other people. Now, the gift doesn't have to be an exact present or gift like a material thing. You know, it's also a gesture or just a process of giving and receiving attention, time, you know, support from other people. So Virgo, this week is a week to consider these activities, and if you know, just it's also a card of to me it's a card of that always suggests some sort of interaction with others, you know. So whatever interactions that you go into this week, make sure that the energy is exchanged equally, right? There's giving and there's receiving as well. So don't give out too much of yourself, Virgo, this week without any boundaries, or making sure that you can also receive. Okay, so that's the message for you, Virgo. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the next 6 signs. What are the spirit messages for the signs from Libra to Pisces? Okay, I need to shuffle it a little bit more, I feel. Libra to Pisces. So we've got Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. What are the spirit messages for the next 6 signs from Libra to Pisces for this week? For this week of new moon in Gemini. From Libra to Pisces. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Right, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's the spirit message for you this week? It's not for you. You have the same exact card as Gemini has. So that's very interesting because if you have Libra and Gemini in your chart twice, you know, if you have like a rising and a moon sign, or sun and rising, or, you know, whatever other combination possible, looks like there's a repetition of the theme, Libra, for you not to go for whatever it is that you're feeling is the right decision for you this week. Maybe there are too many things that you're planning on doing this week, Libra, and some of them are not for you. So this is a reminder that if you feel even a little nudge about something that maybe you have committed to do, maybe you have agreed with someone to do, but you feel that it's actually not the best idea, then don't go for it. Don't do it. You know, change it as much as you can, of course. Yeah, it's definitely a week of not taking the opportunities. Maybe opportunities is the wrong word, because it might not be an opportunity if it's not for us, right? It's just not the right direction for us. So whatever plans you had for this week, if you're having second thoughts, then it's probably because it's not for you, Libra. And as you can see, the little fortune cookie here, the word here says nope. Nope. It's not, the camera's not really picking it up very well, but that's it. That's for you, Libra. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Co-create, Scorpio. This week, it's a week of real conscious and intentional actions on your part, Scorpio. Make sure that you have your mind clear, your thoughts are clear, and they're not muddled up with anything that's not helpful, you know, any sort of past fears, doubts, traumas, whatever it may be, or even opinions of others. And I say that because there's a very strong Geminian energy this week, and so I feel this co-creation is talking mainly about co-creation in terms of how do we create our reality with our thoughts, right? Through our thoughts and the stories that we tell ourselves. Make sure that they are the stories and words and thoughts that are actually helpful for you, Scorpio, and are actually contributing positively into your life. Okay, so this week, make sure that this is something that you think about, because whatever you think about can create your reality, right? And the foundation and stability in your life, in your actual manifested everyday practical life. Thank you, Scorpio, and I'll see you next week. Okay, next we have Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. The spirit message for you this week is deep knowing. So I feel like this week spirit is actually inviting you to really listen to your heart, and really acknowledge your own voice, your own intuition, your own deep knowing. I feel like you might have been receiving quite a lot of messages already by now. Maybe you haven't been listening to them. And I'm just saying maybe because it's a general reading for anyone watching with a Sagittarius sign. So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you haven't, if you have been listening, then just continue, Sagittarius, because I feel like your intuition, your spirit guides, your angels will be talking to you very loudly this week, and they're trying to have you pay attention to something. You know, so yeah, there will be some deep knowing coming out this week for you, Sagittarius, so pay attention to it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay, moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We have this card upside down, and it's a card of imagine. Now, the fact that it was upside down, I feel like it might be telling us that you haven't been spending maybe enough time just imagining, visualizing things, Capricorn. Capricorn, I know you are an earth sign, so you are very strongly how do I say this? Oh gosh. You're very strongly rooted in this practical reality, right? Practical, realistic, not realistic, materialistic, physical reality. And so the imagination sometimes, Capricorn, for you might be put away. You might be sometimes deciding to, you know, put it on the back shelf because, you know, we got to be practical and realistic. But I feel like spirit would like you to actually bring your imagination alive a little bit more, because imagination is the doorway to creation, right? So if we want to create anything in our life, we need to let ourselves imagine and visualize and see the possibilities in our mind first. Imagination is the place where spirit, through which spirit talks to us as well. Our soul talks to us through our imagination as well. This is a very potent creative area. So yeah, so as much as practicality and material physical life is important, it's really, you know, it's just as important as the imaginative side of our lives. And it will, I feel like it will bring you some joy as well, just being able to immerse yourself a little bit more in the world of your imagination. So that's a message for you, Capricorn. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The message for you is the card Blessed. As you can see, it's upside down. So Aquarius, so I'm feeling with this card for you, the fact that it came out upside down, I feel like it's saying that maybe you haven't been feeling very blessed recently by spirit. But the fact that this card has come out, I feel like if anything, spirit wants to tell you that they are still with you, you know, and that whatever is happening, it has a reason, right? It has some sort of a purpose. So if for any sorry, for any reason, if you feel like things are happening to you, some things that maybe you haven't asked for, maybe it's a good time to just ask yourself or your spirit, why is this happening for you? Or how is this happening for you? What is it that you're meant to learn from it? What is it that you're meant to maybe look at? Maybe there's some sort of a change in perspective that you are asked to consider and notice. As I have mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have entered the new moon in Gemini, and so that energy of Gemini is an energy of seeing two sides of the coin, seeing, you know, more than one perspective, being open and curious of different possibilities. So consider that this week, and, you know, I feel like whatever conclusions you come, and if you open up to messages from spirit through your intuition or signs, synchronicities and such, you'll receive your answer, and it will be quite an illuminating one that will help you move forward. So that's for you, Aquarius. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay, last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The card for you this week we have is Flexible, and as you can see, it came out upside down. So Pisces, have you been a little bit too rigid on yourself recently? A little bit too harsh, too hard? Are you considering different approaches? Are you looking at things from, you know, different perspectives? Where could you add a little bit more flexibility into your life? Now, Pisces is a quite fluid, open spiritual sign, so I can't really, it's almost hard for me to think of Pisces as a non-flexible sign, but obviously, as we know, we are always a combination of more than one sign, more than one energy of the zodiac within our chart. So perhaps the other side of you is holding you a little bit rigid and stuck and fixed into a situation, or a certain way of approaching a situation, or approaching I don't know, decision making, approaching a project, whatever it is, maybe relationships, maybe communication, whatever it is. The spirit message for this week for you, Pisces, is to maybe be a little bit more flexible and just try something new. You know, try something that you haven't done before, whether it's you know, through interaction with other people, maybe the I don't know, I'm just I have people especially on my mind right now, maybe because it's the Gemini season that we're in. We are in Gemini season. We have Mercury in Gemini, we have the new moon in Gemini. Very, very much a lot of emphasis on networks, relationships with others, open communications, being curious, learning, looking at different points of view. So if in any of those aspects you feel like you might have been a little bit too perfectionist, a little bit too rigid, inflexible in the approach, then I feel like the spirit message for you this week is to change it. Just let yourself be a little bit more flexible. So that's the message for you, Pisces, this week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.